to some Indiana Esports, Indiana Tech Esports Marvel Rivals action here. NECC playoffs of week number 1 and a banger matchup in store. My name is Diatonic, and I am here joined by the one and only, the legend, Bub. How are you doing, man? How are you feeling about this match tonight?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm not too excited for our Indiana Tech boys because this is, I don't think it's a secret. This is an uphill battle we're looking at here. But it's not every day. We were talking about this a little bit beforehand that you get to cast the roster that is on the other side here for Northwood. These are incredible players that we're playing against tonight.
Yeah, I mean, almost no introductions necessary for the Indiana Tech squad. Of course, you know them, you love them. You've seen them in action several weeks here on the channel. But their opponents tonight, Northwood University, one of what we call the Thanos teams in the collegiate rival space. A team with some very familiar names: Spark Chief, Terra, Vess, Fate, Logan from Ilani Wind too. I mean, this team is stacked from top to bottom. But the question for me is, we're like just a week or so off of DreamHack Atlanta. A lot of these guys were there playing in the tournament, so kind of wonder, are they back? Have they recovered and ready for some collegiate, or maybe still feeling jet lagged a little bit?
I mean, there's always recovery time involved, but with these players, I mean, it's a very, very short window if there is any recovery time here for Indiana Tech. Speaking of which, looking at Northwood's season, 6-1 through the regular season. Their only loss was to North Georgia in Group B. The Warriors 4-3. It was not an easy path for Indiana Tech to get to the playoffs, but they're here. Once you get here, anything's possible. Do we see Northwood go down today? I'm going to be real with you. Probably not. But I'm going to hold out hope. I'm holding out hope.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Indiana Tech, a very competitive team in the collegiate space. Definitely a tough path through NECC. There's a few of those Thanos teams running around in NECC. But, the number 1 seed in the Collegiate Rivals Series now, still undefeated, the only undefeated team in that league. So, definitely a powerhouse in their own right for sure. It's a big opportunity, right, to step up playing against these pro players that have played on that Ignite stage several times now. So, huge opportunity to get some learning out of it, if anything. But I don't know. I feel like, a lot of it's going to be building that confidence, right? Got to take a map just to get the ball rolling, get things started. And then from there, who knows? I mean, I was there in Atlanta, and I can tell you that whole tournament was just defying expectations every single match. So, at this point, I'm ready for anything, really.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun one. For those at home wondering about how NECC playoffs work, it is single elimination for everything, I think, below Division 2 or Division 3. Northwood's here. I don't think I need to tell you if you're new here. We're in Division 1. So this is double elimination. So 2 lives for the Warriors if they do fall to Northwood tonight. I believe their opponent, if they do drop this, it would be Fisher, because Fisher didn't show up for their series. So,
oh no,
that's unfortunate, because we know how they did against Fisher during the regular season. It did not go too well for the Warriors, but we've talked. I've had conversations with P-Doggy and the rest of the team. Getting here was the entire goal this season. This is a new team that literally just got built over one summer. Northwood, I think, has a little bit more experience together than these guys do. I don't know if I'm, bringing any breaking news to y'all with that one.
Yeah, I mean, they've played together some, obviously coming from different teams in that tier 1 circuit, but, Spark Chief and Vest teammates. So there is some of that chemistry there. But, I do feel like in some ways the chemistry for Indiana Tech, they all play together consistently. I feel like that is an advantage that they have going into this. So, yeah, I mean, that Division 1 bracket is tough. First draw against Northwood and then drop this one and you play against Fisher potentially. I mean, you're, another team that's got a lot of pro players on it. So it's a tough road for sure. But, obviously big goal, big accomplishment to be here tonight in the playoffs. And I mean, no matter what happens, I mean, it's huge. Like you said, a team that's just getting started in a very young esport. So plenty of opportunities to upskill and just keep the ball rolling. I mean, that's great. First time out, making it all the way to playoffs here.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting top 8 was the beginning of that long list of goals that this Rivals team has. Collegiate Rivals also on that list. You mentioned they're the only undefeated team left there. 2 weeks left? I think it's 2 weeks left remaining in Collegiate
2 weeks
Rivals,
of Swiss.
if memory serves correctly, before they go to playoffs, which I also believe they've also clinched at this point, if memory serves correctly. So this isn't the only thing they're doing. albeit this is the toughest opponent they have played all year long. And, well, I mean, I don't know how many times you need to say it's going to be fun. You know what else is going to be fun? Looking at apparently a tilted camera of the Tech Yeah Boys. They are they're tilted before they even got in, Diatonic.
I mean, it happens, especially when you come hot out of ranked, easy tilt for sure. And, big shout outs to Twist, by the way. I did see him at Atlanta, came up to me after I somehow schmoozed my way onto the stream and talked a little bit about Navi beating FlyQuest. So cool to meet him. And I mean, hey, it's good to see him, even in tilted fashion, I guess.
We are just moments away from what I've understood. Producer kind of led us to believe we were going to Hell's Haven, or we got started on the stream. I think they're getting ready to get into bands here soon. Just kind of waiting. I got the thumbs up from producer as well, so that does confirm my theory. I don't know, Diatonic. If you are the Warriors here, I know we're obviously winning this series. The real goal is how few games are we keeping Northwood here? I can't keep a straight face. I can't do it.
I mean, the real fan in me wants to see a 5-mapper. I want to see these two. There's some specific matchups I'm looking forward to here, like P. Dougie versus Spark Chief. I need it. I need like nonstop just button heads from the start of map 1 to the end of map 5. But yeah, I mean, I feel like both of these teams have gone the distance in a lot of series that I've seen them play. So I have no doubt that we're probably going to go all the way here, or 4 or 5 maps, I would say. But yeah, for both of these teams, very gritty, very resilient. They play the long game very well, which is kind of what the meta looks like right now. It's all battles of attrition for sure. So yeah, Hell's Heaven, you're right, 100%. Very common tier 1 map pick for sure. Lots of pro players are accustomed to this one. But this one can be tricky. The Daredevil band from Northwood and a Winter Soldier band from Indiana Tech. So trying to take out the heroes that can pop out of those nice little hallways and the nests all over this map and catch you by surprise. So not bad bands to open things up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Northwood responding with the Hella Protect, which is going to be something terrifying to watch indeed. Hey, the Jeff has been protected. Kerbo has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to see Kerbo absolutely eat up every single member of Northwood like 16 times in this series. Namor banned because, well, that team up is just should not be allowed in this game. You got to ban either the Hella or the Namor. So they go Namor since the Hella was picked. Northwood responds with a Mantis ban.
Yeah, very smart from Indiana Tech. You see the Hella come out, you know it's coming your way. The heel cut is insane. It does do good damage on its own. So yeah, very, very, very nice from them. And yeah, the Jeff save, in this band format, this MRC band style, now the thing is Kerbo online for sure, but now Fate also has access to Jeff too. So, another matchup I was talking about before, like something I want to see clash here, the Jeff battle. We might get a little bit of that. Save for Northwood, Psylocke, of course, pretty good on Hell's Heaven, pretty much all around. And Indiana Tech, Luna Snow, so pretty standard strategist saves there for Indiana Tech. We're really focusing on preserving some strategists for themselves, especially after Grand Finals. We saw so many strategist bans, and the triple support is still pretty strong in spite of some balance changes too.
Yeah, and the final ban there, it is the Emma, which not a surprise. Every conversation I've had with the Warriors is arguably the best tank in the game. Wolverine banned by Northwood. I don't think we have a player on the Warriors who plays Wolverine, but I'm gonna let Northwood cook. These guys are professionals, so something tells me that they may know what they're doing. As you see Angela getting picked with a Rocket Captain America. There's your Psylocke Hella. Fate is hovering. Well, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, Fate, you can't play Angela twice. On the other side, everything here is pretty normal for what we've seen for the Warriors on Hell's Heaven. I think we're going to see another Penny Portal attempt here for the Warriors because, well, we do it every single time we play on this map.
Yeah, very, very likely. And yeah, I feel like Indiana Tech got a lot out of that draft phase. They didn't lose a lot of their comfort picks. They got access to some solid backline. The strategists weren't really hurt too bad. So I feel like it's a solid start for Indiana Tech for sure. Curious how that portal play is going to go off. But yeah, Hell's Heaven, plenty of space, plenty of opportunities to take your opponents by surprise, give them some jump scares, hop out of some hallways. I did see Northwood, Indiana Tech banned out the Winter Soldier, so trying to curb that just a little bit here. But map number 1 here, best of 5 on the line, Northwood and Indiana Tech here. So big step up for the Indiana Tech squad here against some pro players hot off of grand finals. But the portal opening up there, like you said right away. I mean, it's like Doctor Strange, you peered the possibilities.
Well, it's not quite as successful as we're used to, probably because Northwood has seen this before. By the way, Fate did end up deciding that he did not want to try and play Angela twice over, so he did end up playing Jeff. Early advantage here to Northwood as P. Dougie immediately got picked, and no more Strange just like that. He's going straight to full freedom here with Captain America.
Yeah, just gonna have to take a breather, take a step back with the portal drop there. Let Northwood grab that first hand and just kind of regroup there. Terra keeping it going on to C Rapport and finding Jonga there as well. So gonna have to just take a step back here, regroup, get things going just a little bit there. Dougie over, like you said, onto the cap. So trying to change things up, keep it versatile as per usual. But at least to start things off here, just gotta build some alt charge and find a way to get kind of that chain moving. The kind of game state that you would expect to see flowing throughout as they progress into this map.
P. Dougie does go down again, and Sirapore just trying to get some damage in here on the Star-Lord, which we've seen a lot this year. P. Dougie back up again. He's taking an absolute beating. Meanwhile, Vess is literally just standing in a mosh pit and holding left click. Does end up taking down one. Twist goes down as well as Spark Chief. Sirapore does take the Hella down. So that is 1 kill in the hands of the Warriors. Unfortunately, 2 ults already for Northwood on full freedom and make it 3. You've got Captain America, Rocket, and Jeff just to the Jeff, and now the Rocket as well. So early ult advantage in favor of Northwood.
Yeah, big opportunity. They're going to have to look to draw a couple of those out. Not too far behind in the ult economy game, though. Kerbo goes down with that Jeff ult still in effect there. Twist drops the CYA, trying to get that healing going here to keep the team in the fight so they can commit here and contest for the first time there. It does look like Fate doesn't find too much off of that Jeff ultimate there. Vess on that freedom charge over on the side of Northwood here, trying to clear the point here. Indiana Tech still holding on to 3 ults, though weren't able to activate them, so they've got a little bit of combo action here. C-Report does have that Galactic Legends still online for some overhead fights here, but running out of opportunities. Maybe going to be last fight territory here unless they can get back in it there. Spark Chief looking pretty low there. Indiana Tech focusing them down on that Angela there, but it's going to be Logan finding P. Dougie there, sending the cap back to the spawn here. Point number 1 for Northwood, very quick, but lots of ultimates still in the back pocket of Indiana Tech.
Minus the Jeff ultimate. We saw him use it right there at the end. But you hold left click, Jeff ult pops back up in about 30 seconds time. So it's no big deal. No, that was diatonic without the memery that has been me talking about holding Northwood to a 3-0 here, which is still definitely happening. Don't get me wrong. No, this was 100% what we expected to start.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tall order. I mean, that's the reality of the situation here. Can't be too disappointed with a quick point number 1 there for the Indiana Tech squad. But, as they find some KOs here and there, as they snag some picks, that confidence, got to get that rolling, of course. They will come in with some ult economy advantage, though. That's going to be big here at the start. So Indiana Tech might look to go aggressive with it, especially if they can snipe down Haven before that Dance of the Butterflies is online and ready to go here. So big opportunity to battle back here for Indiana Tech. Obviously not out. Just 1 point of map number 1 here. And again, looking for the portal. Twist on the Strange this time for that one here. So trying to find this strategy here. It is up to sneak this past some of these very seasoned veterans here, but nobody on the point there as the portal opens up. They are overhead. Indiana Tech 4 ults online, and Searport throws down the Galactic Legend to get things going first. That's going to bring out a couple ultimates for Northwood there. Logan CYA hitting the ground, and Haven on that Dance of the Butterflies does manage to find Kerbo there, but that's about all they're going to get as Jonga's Fate of Both Worlds comes online there, just trying to keep the team alive and in contention here on this point for that first cap. P. Dougie throwing out the freedom charge as well, just trying to get something going for Indiana Tech here. They make some capture progress. They're trying to stand on this point here, just not enough sustainability to outlast that damage coming in from Terra's Hella.
I mean, these guys were what? The lowest placement between these players was what, top 4, I believe?
Something like that, yeah.
Something along those lines at the Ignite finals. You mentioned Alani Wind as well for, I believe it was Logan, if my memory serves correctly. The only player, aside from I think Haven, who was on an Ignite team at that event. Yeah, these players are disgusting for those who are not fluent when it comes to the rival scene, as you're witnessing right now. Vest just took out 2, again, by holding left click. I think he used Freedom Charge as well. Fate trying to provide some friendly fire, I think. I'm not quite sure what we just witnessed.
That's definitely what I just saw, yeah.
That was, that is some players having some fun, ladies and gentlemen. And why not in this situation here if you are Northwood? P-Dougie trying to make any forward progress. Northwood at 50% here on point number 2. He does spot the Rocket, but Rocket is going to get away, and here comes the Psylocke ults. Doesn't really find anyone, but nothing really happening for the Warriors. Matter of fact, everyone's going down for the Warriors now. That was, I think, 4 that I just witnessed go down away from everything we just witnessed. Potentially 5 now with Kerbo being abducted.
Yeah. I mean, tough breaks. Really, it's the all coordination and the coordination in general from Northwood, just making them look absolutely godlike here for sure. It is an uphill battle again. That, like I said, that's the facts here. Like Logan from Ilani Wind, of course, did play in both stages of Ignite, stage 1 and stage 2. Haven's the only unknown quantity on Northwood, so it is a testament to how strong this team is together here. And Terra, an absolute demon here in this match on that just textbook combo there. Oh, but taken down though, dropped into the lava under the map is Terra, going down thanks to Raimi's Angela there as well, shish kebabbing him and taking him down. But that is a swift hell's heaven for Northwood on map number 1.
Lucky game 1. It's fine. It's fine. You can't win them all. You can't win them all. I don't know how many times I need to say it, guys. This is what we assumed was going to happen. Haven with the MVP on the Psylocke. I'm surprised it's not Terra, because I feel like we spent the entire first game talking about Terra on Hella. Yeah, 21-3. My bad, Haven. We were three elims off. My bad. That's on me.
It is surprising though, as Terra did pull the 15 finals, so yeah, I mean it is a toss-up for MVP. And then of course over Indiana Tech, Raimi grabbing the SVP from that matchup. But it's really tough to get things going. I mean, this is an insanely coordinated and experienced team that they're up against, so some of it is just getting the exposure to a team at that level. And of course, it's a best of 5 series, so things are going to progress over time as they get some info from playing against these guys. Obviously they're well-known players. You probably know some of these guys probably know their hero pools inside and out, but you really get a feel for what they're comfortable on and what the most deadly combinations for them are. So it is going to come down to ban phase to some degree, but these guys are very versatile players, and it is hard to lock any one of them down, let alone multiple members of that team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw the Warriors contest twice, maybe 3 times in 2 points, I think. The very beginning of point 2 there, the very end of point 2, and maybe I think 1 time during the first point. They really didn't make any ground at all on Northwood. And like you said, Diatonic, the coordination for Northwood just on a different level there in game 1.
Yeah, and I can kind of see them catching up a little bit. Indiana Tech's kind of getting the download here, from point 1 to point 2. They at least had a couple more contests, had a couple more fights that were going their way, getting a few more KOs. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, you just gotta, dive in head first and just see how it goes. And I mean, it happens. So, yeah, I mean, map number 1, there's still plenty more ahead of us here for sure. Plenty of opportunities to maybe try a couple different things. And, this is an opportunity to kind of bring something out of left field. If you bring just straight meta to the table against a team like Northwood, they're going to know what to do about it. But, the collegiate series is a little different because you can kind of bring something out of left field or something off meta that they may not be prepared for, like we saw with Chopper Mag in the grand finals, for example. They played a little bit differently, a little kind of different game here and there, and execution really well. So, you can take these guys by surprise, but it's going to be a challenge. I mean, definitely not a walk in the park.
Yeah, absolutely. My official request is give me Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Blade. Just send it. Give me everything you got here. Give me twists on the Blade. I need to see it. Speaking of what we need to see next, obviously not a 0 above my head here. That is the first order of business. The map they're going to do it on, for those who are wondering at home, is Clintar Convergence specifically. Producer just getting that word to me now. So we'll see what the Warriors got in their back pocket. Maybe we're going to get a little bit goofy with it, but yeah, Northwood, pretty routine game one for them.
Yeah. Interesting, the symbiotic surface. I feel like in terms of convergence, that's not the most popular one among the pro players. So maybe a little bit of let's pick a map that they don't play on as much anymore. You definitely see a lot of Heart of Heaven, the new map on convergence. And then Central Park is a pretty common pick too. But yeah, I don't see a lot of symbiotic surface anymore. So I'm curious to see how Northwood will react to that. So again, I'm not 100% familiar with map picks. I'm assuming that loser picks, that seems to be the most common form, but yeah, very interesting map number 2. I kind of feel like they're still out here trying to find some ways to trip them up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've done this before multiple times. I think we're gonna try and go to a break. Never mind. As soon as I said it, producer told me no break.
Okay.
So it was going to happen again where I sent us, we went to break and they promptly started the next game. So let's talk about the rest of the bracket going on right now, I guess, while we're waiting, because I don't know about you, Diatonic. There really ain't much more to break down on game 1. North Georgia, from what we can see, is up 1-0 on Mizzou. And Florida and SFU Scarlet. I'm not sure what school that is. My apologies, SFU Scarlet. They play at 2200 hours Eastern. I don't know the 24-hour format off the top of my head. I think that's 10 p.m.
Yeah, yep.
10 p.m. Yeah, I'm notoriously bad at math. I got confirmation from you as well. I got statistician behind me holding up the 1-0 as well.
Nice.
That's wonderful. And then, yeah, like we said, Fisher did not play their series against CSULB Gold. That's a lot of letters. Again, my apologies. I don't know. It's like Cal State something. I don't remember. My apologies again to that school. But congratulations on your upper bracket semifinals appearance. You did beat Fisher.
Yeah, and there have been, so Fisher is another roster that's got a lot of pros on it. They have several players from the former Shroud X, like Darman, Fidel. They've got some Dark Zero players as well. I know Smash is on that team, and then Millennia from 100 Thieves as well. So yeah, interesting that they've kind of split up the squads. We have Terra from 100 Thieves here on Northwood, and Fisher's got Millennia. So it is interesting, but the pros are looking for somewhere to play in the offseason too. But yeah, I mean, hey, you got to mark that one down, right? Like, we totally beat Fisher. Just don't look for the VOD. It's not out there. It got deleted. I don't know what happened to it, but we definitely won that match.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain and not the FF right next to Fisher's name. Okay. A win is a win. All right. A win is a win. Georgia Tech, I think, also got a forfeit win over Fisher. It technically wasn't a forfeit from what I heard. Maybe I leaked something I shouldn't have leaked. It was like a 3-2 win. Georgia Tech ended up forfeiting their season anyways. So the win went back to Fisher. Doesn't matter. What does matter is we are here in Pick Ban for game 2.
Yeah, back onto some symbiotic surface and banning out the Hella right away. So no Terra on the Hella there here in map number 2. Makes perfect sense. He was absolute menace from start to finish on Hell's Heaven. So yeah, absolutely gotta adapt that ban phase. Northwood, of course, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Daredevil ban. He's just too good. Way too good at getting into the back line. Way too good at getting away. Just a super powerful DPS right now. no shock that they're going to ban him straight away here. But yeah, like I was saying, interesting choice for Convergence. I don't see a ton of Symbiotic anymore, but it did used to be a little more popular. But Hell's Heart of Heaven and Central Park have really overtaken it in popularity. So Northwood, though, they will get a Psylocke save out of it, so not able to ban every problem down, but the Hell is a good start.
Hey, you know what? What'd we say? Like 15 final hits for Terra in game 1. You know what? It makes sense to eliminate Terra's Hela. I feel like that's the smart decision to make. We are protecting Angela here in game 2, as well as banning Invis. So again, I'm not too fluent in my own end when it comes to Northwood's hero pools, but apparently we have decided they are not allowed to play Invis. So take that, Northwood.
Yeah, she's not a bad choice as just a straight up ban nowadays, especially because she's like a hard counter to Doctor Strange. You jump in for an Eye of Agamotto and she force physics you away. Definitely has some good counterplay, so not a bad outright choice, even if nobody particularly specializes in her. Northwood staying on the Wolverine ban, so no Wolf here. They are going to save Rocket Raccoon, though, so Indiana Tech can take advantage of that as well. And Indiana Tech saving the Jeff, too, and banning out the Captain America, so taking Cap away. And yeah, I mean, this ban format, there's a lot of give and take here. There's a lot of risk reward of, I want to ban this out because they're really good at it, but if we're really good at it, you may lose some of your key pieces here. But Northwood rounds it out with a Mantis ban, still insanely strong strategist, so not bad choices here. But overall, I feel like there's no real big winner or loser in this draft phase. Again, the same kind of thing. It just feels like a bit of a clash. Indiana Tech went for some of Northwood's stuff. Northwood went a little bit after kind of the common meta stuff. So yeah, I mean, both teams I think still have access to a lot of their main tools here.
Yeah, absolutely, and nothing too unfamiliar for the Warriors here. I believe, if memory serves correctly, going into Convergence payload style maps, Diatonic, you've talked about triple being a common occurrence. This is not quite that with C-Report playing on the Star-Lord at the moment, but triple support is something that you have talked about a lot this season, and we're rocking it. And I believe Northwood, I thought they were, no. Again, bad at math, can't count. They're rocking 2 supports.
Yeah, I mean, triple support still pretty strong in spite of some nerfs going into season 4.5. Indiana Tech, I think they're running it a pretty standard way here. They've got what people are calling the Animal Crossing backline, which is Jeff and Rocket together, but paired with the Luna Snow. So it's, by themselves, Jeff and Rocket are good, but having them with a triple support combo is a really nice way to play that comp out. So map number 2, doors open. Indiana Tech on attack first here on Symbiotic Surface, looking to turn the tides here on map number 2 against Northwood. Overwhelming odds for sure, but not a mountain that a team can't climb here with just a little bit of patience here. So first, we're going to that neutral game, gonna have to build some alt charge. Marvel Rivals is so much more of a game of resource management than people realize or give it credit for, so gonna have to take the time here. But Indiana Tech's gonna draw the first blood against Vess from Northwood, so back to the spawn room and a long walk back for that Angela here as Indiana Tech manages to take the high ground here. So a very, very nice start positioning wise for Indiana Tech.
Yeah, a little bit different approach here for the Warriors. Pete Dougie on the Angela as well. Not necessarily something we're used to seeing. He's just going to go right in. I like this approach here for the Warriors. Not taking maybe the direct path, if you will, straight into Northwood. They go straight for high ground, get the early pick. Haven trying to even the odds, and will do exactly that. Gets his revenge on C-Report, and now Terra on the Psylocke will take out Kerbo, and everybody else will fall after that. So the Warriors will regroup. Not a bad first fight, but not quite able to make any further progress after that first pick.
Yeah, I mean, I like the coordination from the Warriors. They took a good rotation there. They went up the side path instead of down the main hall. They took advantage of trying to get that high ground. They're playing things right. It's just that this is a team that has seen a lot of these strats before. So Northwood holding a lot of cards here. 2:15 still on the clock for Indiana Tech to try and get the ball rolling here. 5 ultimates for Northwood, so a lot to play through here. But if they can get through a fight with those ultimates being activated, Indiana Tech will get the ult economy swing here at the end of it. So Fate activating the Jeff Ult, looking for for a couple of victims here. Blood in the water, but can't make the play there. Indiana Tech will take down the Jeff as Northwood fighting back there. Jonga going back to the spawn room there. One or two more members of Indiana Tech getting picked off, but again, I like the approach from Indiana Tech, right? It's not just running headlong into a wall of fire from Northwood. They are trying to make some plays here. So they do manage to draw out a couple of ults from Northwood. They're going to come back into this with 4, maybe 6 ultimates by the time they get back into the fight. But, you know, a minute 30 on the clock, they got to start thinking about final fight territory and really making a stand to try and get on that checkpoint.
Yeah, not without a lack of effort. They are definitely asking Northwood a bunch of questions, and unfortunately, Northwood is answering every single one of them with, well, they're college students, man. They studied for this stuff. These guys have spent a lot of time in this game. That's another 2 for the Warriors going down. This might be the worst approach they've had thus far. That is 6 ults that you are staring at for the Warriors. They're going to have to use something to try and make any progress at this point down here in the final 50 seconds or so. They do nearly take out Rocket. Logan is able to get away, pops his ult for it, just to survive. P-Dougie looking to... Well, actually, there's the ult. Immediately, is there any follow-through here from the Warriors? There is. Here comes the Jeff ult. He only got, I think, his... Oh, he did get the opposing rocket. I thought he got his own rocket for a second. Apparently, not only can I not count, but I may or may not know what team I'm watching either. They get one. Unfortunately, Turbo goes down as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see the pendulum swinging here, right? Before it was all value for Northwood there on map number 1, but now here, they're evening things out. I mean, they're trying to make even trades here. Terra picking up that 2K onto Seer 4 as well. Gonna pop OT here, so gonna be looking for maybe one more contest here. Dronga throws down the dance floor just to try and get on the point and buy some time there. Does get a few seconds for Indiana Tech to get back up here. It's probably gonna take a crack and impact here, but no dice for Indiana Tech here. They make just a little bit of progress there at the end, but it is unfortunately a no checkpoint game here on Symbiotic Surface. So, you know, Miracle Hold inbound, it's going to take quite a defensive effort here, but I definitely think a comm shift here is called for Indiana Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't get bad starts, I guess, for lack of a better term, in those team fights. They just couldn't take advantage of what advantages they were getting. We did CC Report get an early pick there in the beginning. The attack then stalled out. No changes for the Warriors in Team Comp. Diatonic, you were calling for one. Apparently the Warriors are just gonna go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad comp, right? I just wonder, you know, about a little bit of change just for the defensive side specifically. I mean, you know, we did see some solid engagements from Indiana Tech, right? They were playing their cards right at the start of these fights here. They were really focusing on the positioning. I can tell they're kind of focusing on that and rotation, and, you know, they just need to think the game plan through a little more. You know, what are the next steps? You know, you got a good position here, but what are you going to do to engage? What are you going to do as the follow-up? How are you going to converge onto the enemy team? So there's lots of steps they got to be thinking about here. And I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, you know, playoffs against a team with some recognizable faces, but, you know, got to keep thinking that game plan through. So swapping sides now, Northwood on the attack here. 1 tick of progress is what they will need to take map number 2 for themselves here. So Indiana Tech going to put up the defense here to try and stop them from doing that there. P-Dougie on the front lines already, taking some damage on the Angela here. Of course, this is convergence, so ults do reset between maps. Unfortunately, a couple of ults lost from Indiana Tech there, but on the neutral here so far, P-Dougie putting him in the corner, and it's going to be first blood again for Indiana Tech there. On to Haven on the Black Widow. Spar Chief on the Venom looking low too, but you can never trust that Venom HP bar. Refills in an instant here, but so far, about 60 seconds into the match, not a bad hold from Indiana Tech here. Northwood looking to engage a little more firmly here. They saw Spar Chief dive on in on the Venom and swoop back out there, giving a pushback from Indiana Tech here. So they are taking some risks here and finding some opportunities to make some plays. Pushed off the point just a little bit here. Spark Chief is an absolute menace here on that Venom, chasing him into the back room. Singapore, I believe, is going to get up off the BRB and back into the fight here, but Northwood finally finding those KOs and breaking through. So maybe a reset here for Indiana Tech, but just not a lot of time. They need a Doctor Strange portal here for sure.
Well, hey, wait a minute. Twists and Rhyme able to get one. Okay, well, the Rocket Ult might actually secure it. I think it will. P-Doggy is trying his best to stall everything out. That will do it. That wasn't a bad effort. I will say that much. I mean, you said it multiple times there, Diatonic. They helped well when they were able to, but Spark Chief on that Venom is... That was mean. Can I report him for cyberbullying? Is that a thing I can do?
If it was anybody else, maybe, but I feel like that's what they designed Venom from the ground up to do. I mean, yeah, just insane disruption there. Kind of broke the line. They did, coordinated defense from Indiana Tech. Again, it's just that Northwood is asking some questions that Indiana Tech may not have been asked before, or in a way that they haven't been asked before. So they do hold for about a minute and 30 there. They buy some time and get some plays going. But again, it is Northwood's a map to take here. That is 2 maps. So match point for Northwood here. Indiana Tech looking to battle back here on at least one more map, but numbers starting to go up a little bit, and lower numbers for Northwood there too. So I at least see in the chat it looks like they're calling for Wakanda, but there's no convoy on that, so I don't know what they're going for. But yeah, I see it again. I see that they are finding some opportunities. They're putting some cracks in the armor here and there, but again, Northwood, a very seasoned team, it is really tough to find a full-on breakthrough.
Yeah, absolutely. P-Doggy did say never mind in the chat right before we cut away. We did see that on stream. So they are going to take a moment to try and figure out what map exactly they're going to play. I have another score update for you. Okay. North Georgia did end up 3-1-ing Mizzou.
Oh, wow.
North Georgia was the one team in the other group that beat Northwood. So I don't think there's really a surprise that they beat Mizzou. Florida and SFU, again, they play at 10, so we're like 90 minutes away, at least, from that one starting. Yeah, I mean, there were some definite positives for the Warriors to pull from that. They were able to, I guess for lack of a better term, they made Northwood acknowledge them. Yeah. They had to recognize that they were there. They were able to take a couple players down. Northwood had to play well, I guess, to get through those fights. But like you said, Diatonic, this is a very good team. It's a very well-seasoned team for Northwood. And in this case, experience has now taken 2 maps off of youthful exuberance.
Yeah, and obviously I've watched a lot of Marvel Rivals. I've played a lot of Marvel Rivals. I've called matches that have been full spawn holds. I mean, enemy team right against the door, and that's not happening here. So, I mean, at the very least, Indiana Tech is holding their ground. I mean, against a team like that, it is something to commend them for sure. And like you said, they definitely made Northwood turn it up a little bit there, especially on defense on Symbiotic Surface. They found some KOs there pretty early on. I was like, okay, all right, we're getting the ball rolling here, getting something going. So they were forced to kind of respond. So, we saw them goofing a little bit there at one point on the map, kind of, Fate picking up half his team and trying to throw him off the ledge. But now, at least on defense there for Symbiotic, they really felt like they had to get in the game a little bit. So, that, again, I feel like as we progress, they're running out of time, right? Edge of the cliff, kind of, heels on the edge. But as these maps progress, you can see that Indiana Tech is learning a little bit here, figuring things out. I feel like this team has been really good at that all along. They kind of get presented a challenge they haven't seen before, and they find a way to overcome it in that time limit. And that separates them from a lot of other teams playing in collegiate rivals, where you come with a game plan, you try to execute it, and if it doesn't work, then you don't know what else to do. So I do feel like they are to be commended for making Northwood turn it up a little bit. Up a few notches there on Symbiotic Surface.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been informed by producer we are going to Hellfire Gala for Game 3. I probably I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that. I think I got it.
No, you got it. You got it. Yeah.
Cool. I got it. Awesome. I've never said Gala out loud. It sounded like the apple, but I guess not quite. Also, we are taking a break this time around. I've been told NECC is also running their own broadcast for this, so we're here. We're also on the NECC broadcast. Shout out to NECC for putting us on here tonight. But NECC has called for the break as well. Okay. So, Diatonic, unless you have anything else to really add so far, I say we take advantage of said break.
Yeah, I'm down. It's union mandated, so I'm good to send it to a break, and we'll catch you for map number 3 here. Match point for Northwood. Indiana Tech looking to battle back. A reverse sweep of 3 maps is what they're calling for now.
Feel my arms holding on so tight, just
think we said on stream it was going to be a 4-minute break from NECC. That was a fast 4 minutes, Diatonic. We're back. We're straight into game 3 here.
Yeah, potentially last life. Health bar red and blinking for Indiana Tech here up against Northwood. 2 maps, one for the Thanos, the Infinity Gauntlet team over there. But we go to a Rocco for some convoy action next. Indiana Tech changing it up in the draft right off the bat once again. Jeff banned first, so they give Kerbo a pat on the back and say sorry, but we got to get Fate off this draft. So no Jeff there. Northwood though bans out the Daredevil and saves the Mr. Fantastic. I have seen Fantastic come out a couple times in some collegiate matches lately. I don't necessarily know what's changed or what the attitude around him has changed. You know, I love Mr. Fantastic, but I've always known him as a lower tier hero. So interesting that they go for that save. But Rocket save from Indiana Tech as well. So definitely going to keep up the CYAs, but no Animal Crossing back line this time. So definitely going to be seeing some changes in the strategist line this time.
Yeah, well, they took away Kerbo's Jeff just so he can succeed and lead us to a reverse sweep on a different hero. That's my copium. I'm rocking with it. Iron Fist has been banned. I don't think I've seen a single Iron Fist played all year.
I do know that Terra packs a pocket Iron Fist. I have seen him bring it out every once in a while. Yes, and it is terrifying, literally. Bro's looking like Dragon Ball Z out there in the air somehow for 10 years. I don't know. But I have seen it. So Northwood, they ban out the Emma Frost as well. Not a bad choice. They're going to save the Storm for themselves. So going to maybe look to preserve some Siege Breaker comp here for when they're on attack here on Convoy, because big potential for triple Vanguard, triple Strategist. I feel like that's fallen off a little bit here in the back part of Season 4, but you still see it every now and then. So Indiana Tech going to save that Angela as well here, and then one last round of bans before we are on to Araco. Potentially last map of this series, a big reverse sweep in order for Indiana Tech to turn this thing around. It is a lot to ask of any team, really.
A Hulk ban. Okay. You know, I was kind of hoping, just because Terra's been hovering the Hella all 3 games, that they were just going to ban the Hella. No. We're also not allowed to play Penny, so Kerbo, you are both not allowed to play Jet or the hero that you're covering. Do we know if Northwood's stream sniping? They're not, for legal reasons. They're not. That's a joke. That is a joke. I'm sure they have no idea. They definitely don't know. Kerbo is going to be the one rocking the Jonga. We saw that. Don't think we didn't see that. We saw the thing.
I mean, I hear he's getting a buff in Season 5, but it's a couple days too early there,
Jonga!
man.
I can't believe this.
So here's the thing. All right, that's it. That was a joke. I had to get it in there once. All right, so maybe. I mean, you never really know until the doors open, right? But you know, I'm a big Thing fan. I love the character. I love the Marvel Rivals character too. I love the kit. Yeah, I mean, overall, though, Indiana Tech going for some interesting bans, but all kind of targeted, right? Jeff banned for Fate, Iron Fist banned for Terra. I have seen Spark Chief play Hulk in the past. I know he's pretty pumped about the buffs to the Hulk for Season 5. So going for some target bans here, but Northwood, they're grabbing some heroes they've already played this match. They do have access to Hella Namor, so it is going to be a challenge here for Indiana Tech to get things rolling there. But doors open on attack first here. Northwood up on defense, as Indiana Tech gonna try to get the ball rolling here on a Rocco, chasing down Spark Chief. There is Jonga on that thing, of course. But they've already done some damage here, gotten some pressure on Northwood, just not taking control of the payload quite yet, though it will be first blood for Northwood onto Raimi on the Loki there. But Sirapore gonna even the odds a little bit. They at least pop the BRB beacon. And yeah, Indiana Tech, fortunately, spawn is very, very close here, but they do at least have control of that payload and are looking to get this thing rolling here.
Hey, for the first time in this entire series, we have made progress on an objective. That is a win. We are on the path to victory. Now we just have to hold Northwood to less than 21.81 meters in our defense, which is definitely going to happen. By the way, Raimi is playing the Wolverine now, so I don't think there isn't a random button for those who are wondering.
No.
in Rivals, but I'm starting to wonder if that's what they're doing. because I think every single time they die, they're trying something new.
They are changing it up a lot. I see Kerbo's on the Cloak and Dagger now. Twist is still on the Rocket. Searpor's over on Winter Soldier. So, yeah, changing things up, just trying to maybe take him by surprise a little bit, say, all right, here's this, you know, bring something else out every time you walk out of spawn here. But Spark Chief there taking out Searpor. Sparks Angela is absolutely disgusting for sure. And Haven there picking up one on the Namor as well. So it is a tough offensive run here. Again, you know, got that payload off of the starting block there, but just need a little bit more gas here to get things going.
I mean, they're getting kills through the rocket ult. In case you were wondering how strong this Northwood team is, here is example number 472 in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds of game time. Yeah, no, this team's disgusting. They have 5 ults, by the way. How do they even get 5 ults? Are they allowed to use them? Okay, never mind. They are, because they just did. Okay, Haven takes out Twist again. The Fantastic being used by Rhymy this time, except Rhymy, that was not so fantastic. Unfortunate. No progress now, but you can't take that 21.81 off the board. We're winning this game. You can't convince me otherwise.
True. I mean, 4 alts, you know, if they can find a way to draw out a little bit of that alt economy from Northwood or find a pick or two, they could spam some alts. Twist does find a KO on the Haven there. Armed and dangerous Searpor here. Now getting the ball rolling. Logan taken down on that Rocket Raccoon. Vest about half health on the cap. Gonna force out the Freedom Charge here. Alts flying in all directions here. PW overhead on the Hella. Dropping down some darts. Takes down Fate there, sent back to the spawn there. So a couple of KOs from Indiana Tech here at the last second, and now, hey, even more progress here on that meter there. Mantis going back. Cap is going to pop the BRB beacon for the side of Northwood here, but at least that engagement getting some value there, and at least almost halfway to the first checkpoint here. Just about 30 seconds left to go before they wrap things up for this first half here, and Terra back on that Hella again, just absolutely demonic there. The 4-piece from Terra onto Indiana Tech here. So gonna have to take a second and respawn, but maybe last fight territory here for offense.
Yeah, and to the Warriors' credit, I mean, we've been given the Warriors credit pretty much since game 2, Diatonic. You mentioned that they've kind of downloaded Northwood slowly as the game's gone along. Again, linear progress. Unfortunately, that is all 6 gone, which means overtime's going to run out, and Northwood will hold the Warriors to 78.71 meters. But that is the best they have looked in the entire series. Yes, it's game 3, and now they have to hold Northwood to 78.7 meters, but this is the best they've looked so far.
Yeah, I mean, it is a testament to Northwood's skill, obviously, but, you know, they are improving every single map, almost every engagement, really. They did find some KOs here and there, especially for how quickly they're swapping heroes, right? Some of it's just because they know, like, this is going to be a challenge for sure, and we just need to change it up and have a little fun with it. But, you know, they did find some KOs there, got a couple of nice engagements in the last 60 to 90 seconds of that offensive run. So, I mean, you know, 70-ish meters, right? 78 meters. I mean, I've seen crazier things on defense. So I would never rule it out. Rivals is a game that you have to finish the map. You can't just coast to the end. So, you know, if you just sit on your heels, then Indiana Tech can hold this thing. So, yeah, I'm assuming Northwood is going to come to the table somewhat aggressive here. I do see Vess over onto the Thor and Singapore on the side of Indiana Tech taking up the Moon Knight once again here. So one last potential offensive push here from Northwood to maybe wrap this thing up.
I can't help but notice a Thor. I can't help but notice a Thor. I think, is that the first time? Producer, is that the first time we've seen a Thor? I think it is. Producer shaking his head yes. Okay. Iron Man! Hey, we were talking about that!
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Even didn't fill out the Iron Man.
I have no idea what I'm so excited about, but... Diatonic, we were literally talking off stream about how we haven't seen an Iron Man buff or any acknowledgement that Iron Man's even in the game in a very long time. Haven has answered the prayer.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen some Iron Man play. You know, a couple of players play him. You know, Ryan Mazing plays a little bit of Iron Man, so I've seen recently just a little bit, but yeah, definitely feels like they kind of forgot about him here. So Indiana Tech, we're on defense now this time, about 30 seconds off the clock already here, trying to hold, but Northwood in control of that payload already here. So just trying to maybe find a last second way to dig the heels in here. That's going to call for a miracle, though. I mean, I won't lie. It is a very big challenge, but Jongano finds Fate somewhere on the thing, taking him down. They will even the odds, though. Kerbo falls back to the spawn room here with just about 1.5 meters left to go, but Indiana Tech takes control of the payload, just taken down once again. Terra and Logan's going to get Iron Man back in the fight here, but now Indiana Tech in control of the payload, and it is moving back here.
Okay, it was moving back. Okay, I will concede Northwood is the better team here. I will finally concede now that it's over. By the way, a producer was telling me that Raimi was also playing Spider-Man for a hot second there. How did we miss that?
There were a lot of swaps. I thought I saw a Spider-Man somewhere in there, but he goes down as fast as you see him. I feel like Spider-Man struggles for sure. But yeah, it is again, not a testament to the weakness of Indiana Tech at all. This is a very, very strong squad. It is just how powerful Northwood is. So they will take it 3-0 here, first week of playoffs, and they will continue on in that upper bracket here. So again, we saw Indiana Tech, making a little bit more progress, but the progress just moves so slowly that there's not enough maps, even in a best of 7, I feel like, at the rate to really catch up and overtake. But it's good to see them get a chance to sharpen their skills to play against some of these players and get a feel for what it's like on that next level, because Indiana Tech, they've picked up a lot of wins in NECC. They're the most dominant team in the collegiate rivals series, so in just the strictly collegiate scene, they're one of the top teams. So definitely smart to kind of see shoot above their station a little bit and see what the next level looks like.
Yeah, if anyone had any questions about what, one of the better teams, as you say, Diatonic, in the collegiate scene is versus some of the best players in the world looks like, you want to know what the skill difference looks like, you just got 3 games as a case study for what that really looks like. It's professionals, man. I mean, Northwood is incredibly good, and they showed exactly why they are as revered as they are. Those Ignite results don't lie, and they got a 3-0 here tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like we were saying earlier, you said some of the players were really excited and said, like, how often do you get to play against these players you watch online all the time? So it's a great opportunity to get some experience and play against those players, see what they do, see how they play. Even with some faster maps and faster defeats, there's still a lot you can learn. I mean, sometimes you kind of have to be the sponge in the sink full of water, right? You just take in as much as you can, wring it out, and go back for more. So, I mean, I'd love to see the opportunity. Happy to see Indiana Tech playing against some of these very well-known names in rivals, and one former world champion in Fate as well. So, but yeah, I mean, it is a lot to ask of any team in this circuit or in the collegiate scene in general to take on a team like Northwood.
Well, I'm a hot take. I'm gonna say it now. Our only hope for taking out Northwood, Fisher. Don't show up next week, because now we played. Well, I guess not next week. It's in a couple days. It's scheduled for November 13th. Don't show up because you have to play us. But if you're gonna show up, you are our only hope versus Northwood taking out Div 1. Hot take? I don't think so. I don't think that's a hot take. I think those are, like you said, the 2 Thanos teams that are in this bracket. Yeah, definitely. Both full of Ignite caliber players, even from the same team, just split onto those 2 separate collegiate teams. So yeah, I mean, it'll be an interesting matchup for sure. I feel like Fisher maybe is a different kind of challenge compared to Northwood. Still very strong players, but maybe a step down in that Ignite circuit, right? Like not former world champion caliber, but like definitely competitors up there for sure. But yeah, I mean, hey, they enjoyed playing against them. I enjoyed getting to cast a game that involved some of these players. So hey, I can't complain. Yeah, we had our fun night. That is the end of the fun for tonight, though. We'll be back tomorrow for some Collegiate Rocket League. It's the 2v2 Fall Open number 2 for those who saw last Wednesday. It ran a little late. We're going to hope it don't run so late this time. that's it, Diatonic. It was an absolute blast to get to share a booth with you. It's been an honor all season, really, to have you here. I mean, it's been a blast.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on so many times. However many matches you got left in NECC, I'm happy to be there when I can. Indiana Tech, a very exciting team in collegiate Marvel Rivals, and it's been fun to be part of the journey. And the players seem to be a fan of having me around, I guess. So hey, I'm definitely planning to stick around as long as y'all will have me back. So
hey, there's always a spot available. There's always a spot available. That'll do it for tonight. In case you missed it, you missed Northwood being Northwood for 3 maps. Shout out to Tara, and Fate, and Tara, and a little bit more Tara. 3-0. Look above my head. 3-0 Northwood. The Warriors will drop to the lower bracket to play Fisher if Fisher shows up on the 13th. If not, hey, that's top 6. That's pretty good. That's pretty good in NECC Div 1. But that does it tonight. We will be back, like I said, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Rocket League, the CRL 2v2 Fall Open number 2. I've said about everything left I have left to say. I'm running out of words even. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see y'all later.
Say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't see